Conan the Cimmerian and the Phoenix on the Sword. In the land of Aquilonia, a nation of immense wealth and power, the throne is held by an unconventional king, Conan the Cimmerian. Unlike the aristocratic rulers before him, Conan is a barbarian from the wild northern lands of Cimmeria. His rise to power came through blood, sweat, and the force of his sword. But though he commands loyalty from the common people, many nobles in Aquilonia despise him. They see him as an unworthy usurper, a savage who sullied the throne of their ancestors. Despite the heavy crown on his brow, Conan remains the man he always was, strong, cunning, and wary of treachery. In his heart, he longs for the freedom of the wilderness, for the days when he was a wanderer unburdened by the chains of kingship. Now, surrounded by the walls of his palace and the politics of his court, Conan feels caged. Yet he accepts the responsibility with the grim resolve of a warrior who has never shied away from a challenge. The plot against the king. Among those who plot against him is Ascalante, a former noble turned outlaw. Ruthless and cunning, Ascalante gathers a band of discontented conspirators. Scheming nobles, disgruntled soldiers, and Ronaldo, a poet whose fiery words inspire rebellion. Ronaldo hates Conan not for greed or power, but because he sees the barbarian as a tyrant who destroyed the Aquilonia of old. Ascalante manipulates this idealism, using it to fuel the poet's hatred. The conspirators plan to strike that very night, sneaking into Conan's palace and slaying him in his chambers. They believe their numbers and the element of surprise will overwhelm even the mighty Cimmerian. The warning of the ancients. While Ascalante and his men plot, Conan sleeps in his chambers. But his rest is far from peaceful. In the depths of his slumber, he is visited by a vision. A ghostly figure appears before him. It is Epimetheus the sage, an ancient guardian of the Hyborian age who once fought against dark sorceries and demonic forces. Epimetheus warns Conan of the danger that lurks within his palace walls, but he also offers aid. With a touch, he inscribes a glowing symbol, the phoenix, onto Conan's sword. This mark will guide and protect you, Epimetheus says, his voice echoing with the weight of centuries. It is the will of the gods that you live, Conan of Cimmeria. Conan awakens, his heart pounding. The vision feels more real than a dream, and when he looks at his sword, the phoenix is there, glowing faintly in the darkness. The assassin's blade. As midnight approaches, Ascalante and his men creep into the palace. The corridors are silent, the guards either bribed or slain. The conspirators reach Conan's chamber, confident that their plot will succeed. But Conan, ever alert, senses their presence. When they burst into his room, they do not find a helpless king. They find a warrior ready for battle. The fight is brutal and chaotic. Conan's sword, now imbued with the power of the phoenix, cleaves through his enemies with unnatural precision. Blood splatters the walls as he cuts down one assassin after another. Ronaldo, the poet, confronts Conan directly, his eyes blazing with righteous fury. "Do you not see what you've done to Aquilonia?" Ronaldo cries, raising his blade. "You've turned this land into a kingdom of blood and tyranny." Conan hesitates for a moment, pained by the poet's words. But when Ronaldo attacks, Conan has no choice. With a heavy heart, he strikes the poet down. "I did not wish for this," Conan mutters, standing over Ronaldo's lifeless body. "You should have stayed with your songs." The summoning of darkness. Unknown to the conspirators, their plot has awakened a darker force. Among Ascalante's allies is Thothamon, a Stygian sorcerer who was once a powerful priest of Set. Stripped of his position and power, Thothamon now serves as a lowly servant, biding his time for revenge. When Ascalante unknowingly returns Thothamon's lost artifact, a serpent-shaped ring of immense magical power, the sorcerer's vengeance is unleashed. Using the ring, Thothamon summons a monstrous demon, a shadowy creature of claws and fangs that obeys only his will. As the demon tears through the palace, Asclepius's ambitions crumble. The beast slaughters conspirators and guards alike, sparing no one in its path. In a desperate bid to save himself, Asclepius tries to flee, but the demon catches him, ending his treachery in a storm of blood and screams. The final battle. Conan, battered but unbroken, hears the chaos and rushes to confront the new threat. When he sees the demon, his instincts tell him to flee. No mortal weapon can stand against such a creature. But the phoenix on his sword glows brighter, and Conan feels a surge of strength and resolve. With a thunderous roar, Conan charges the demon. The battle is fierce, the demon's claws slicing through the air as Conan's sword counters with unrelenting fury. The enchanted blade cuts into the beast's shadowy form, burning it with divine light. Finally, with a mighty strike, Conan destroys the creature, shattering its connection to the mortal world. The weight of the crown. When the battle is over, Conan stands alone in the wreckage of his palace. Blood stains his hands and sword, and the bodies of his enemies lie scattered around him. The victory is his, but it is not sweet. He reflects on the burdens of kingship, the endless plots, and the sacrifices required to hold the throne. Crown or no crown, Conan murmurs, a man must fight for what he holds dear. He tightens his grip on his sword, the phoenix symbol still glowing faintly, and walks back to his chambers. Though his enemies are vanquished, Conan knows this will not be the last time he faces danger. But he is Conan the Cimmerian, barbarian, warrior, and king. He will endure.